Welcome to MCC Dream Team, where each month I have a different guest on to discuss what their dream MCC would look like. And as this is the first episode, I thought of no one better to start off with than my sister Bethan.
Woo! The crowd's going wild.
So, welcome. You've been on the channel before.
I have. I guess starred on a stream.
You're on the
Oh,
bad
I'm on that video.
yeah.
We all try and block that out.
Very funny on that. We all try and block that out.
No, not really. I watch it every day.
So, of course, the first question is, how did you get into MCC? And what was the first one you watched?
So my MCC pipeline was, I think, if I can take it back that far, it's the Among Us to Minecraft pipeline, which I think is probably how most people that watch it actually did get into it. So from seeing Tommy in it Among Us clips on my TikTok view page, to watching his videos, to watching the S&P, and then MCC was the next
big thing.
Yeah.
I think it was similar. Obviously, I watched him I watched him at the start of MCC Earth or whatever. Not MCC Earth. That's what SMP Earth. Yeah. And then I sort of just stopped watching him. Actually, my first MCC was just the first one.
From Ground Zero.
But with watching Tommy in MCC, it was definitely the SMP was a big, huge go off point for starting to watch him. And then everyone else, basically. I don't think I'd be as into Minecraft without it.
Yeah, I think those people probably made it the most famous, even though probably at the time they weren't the biggest people on there.
No, definitely not.
But they got the most cult viewers.
So, which was the first one? Do you remember?
MCC 11.
Okay.
The Halloween MCC. That's my first one I watched.
Feeling that might come up a few times.
Yeah. And when was it? It was October time, and I had work the next day, and I didn't realise quite how long it went on for. And then afterwards, so it's all a bit exciting. So
that one had loads of problems as well, so it went on for even longer.
Yeah, I feel like it was around. I hope it wasn't daylight saving. I think it was like daylight saving
probably,
or something.
yeah.
So I even lost an hour of sleep. So it was hard to enjoy when you think about that. But other than that, it was the best.
So with that in mind, who's your favourite players to watch in the MCC?
To watch, definitely Carl is my all-time fave.
Okay, that's good.
Because he's the first POV I watched. And then just generally anyone who doesn't take it too serious. I don't like the really serious people. When it gets stressful and no one's talking, I like when everyone's talking and cracking jokes.
It's Ace Race. They've all decided now in Ace Race that they're just going to stay completely silent and listen to music.
Yeah, well, I was watching Tommy this time around, and yeah, that was interesting when they were all quiet. So
you just talked and talked.
But I mean, that's the Wilbur tactic as well with Ace Race, just make as much noise as possible. So I prefer that. So people like Wilbur, like Quackity, streams it. Even like Sapnap if he's with a good team. I think it depends on the teams as well, the energy. Because sometimes I find it too stressful to watch Tommy because he takes it too seriously, but other times he doesn't. So it does depend on the grouping, I think.
I feel with Tommy, he always starts off with I'm taking this super seriously, and then his team does badly, and he's like, never mind, this is a funny tournament now.
I think it depends on the vibe as well. This time round, I think it was quite serious. I did watch the VOD, but not too serious. There were still moments when, probably when they were doing worse was the times where it got a bit funnier.
Yes, definitely. So which was your favourite team to watch in MCC?
All-time favourite team was the MCC 11, Dream, George, Sapnap, Carl. I think other than this last one, that's the only time where I watched the winning POV, when it was Carl's POV, and I had no idea how hard it was and how bad Carl was, because then I watched him again in the next one, and I was like, Carl's gonna win, and then he did not. But that was an interesting one as well, because that was the one where Dream wasn't in it for ages, but they still won, and it was just good vibes. Yeah, that's the police came knocking, apparently, the urban legend.
I always think that you can do an MCC as long as you have 3 good players. You don't need 4. I think you're fine
I think
if
that's
you
how
have
they
3.
level it out. Yeah, I think it's better to have 3 really good players and 1 bad one than like 2 kind of good and like if you like okay.
Was that the only time there was a full dream team? I feel there's one beforehand.
Yeah, I think there was one beforehand, but they didn't win. I
And then
don't think they got
All
second.
Stars as well. They had.
Yeah, and then All Stars with Bad Boy Halo, and then probably will never happen again.
And
Yeah,
they might
I think
do
that's
an
the first
All-Stars
time they
again.
won together because they made a big deal out of it. I can remember that.
Yes,
I think there
definitely.
have been a few of them that had won together, like Dream and maybe Seven.
No,
or
I feel,
something.
I feel Dream's only win was with Technoblade before that.
Gosh, there's been so many now.
That was in 8. So yeah, that was Dream's first win, and then it was 11. And now him and Saplap just win for fun.
Yeah, and they can't be in a team now.
I remember George surprisingly just came out of nowhere and won. Was it 13? It might have been 12. The one after that. Yeah, it was 12.
Yeah, I think he got another
He
good
got
team.
2 in a row.
back-to-backs.
I remember because in my video sequence, it goes from George's perspective to George's perspective again, and it's very strange cut.
And I don't think he's had one since, but this is the time.
Is that your favourite event and win as well then?
No, I think my favourite win, well, yeah, kind of. Another one that I didn't watch at the time because it was before I started watching, but the Tommy and Vic win.
They didn't win.
Did they not win?
No, they got into the final. They didn't win.
Oh my god, you know what? I was going to say that was my favourite
That
win.
is a very good event.
Mandela effect. Yeah, well, I thought they'd won.
Tommy annoyed them.
Yeah,
Because
so I was like, in my head, I was like, oh, it's so good that they won because Tommy was so annoying in the thingy. But yeah, they must.
Vicstar had the weird. Vicstar has been in was in the first 5 finals and won 1.
Oh my god.
That's him and Pizza
Didn't they
Hut
put
just
him back
were
in recently
incredibly
as well?
unlucky. No, he was in the start of season 2, the first event. So he was with Tommy, Naichu, Nikki, and Tubbo.
But didn't win again. That's another curse.
They actually did pretty well, weirdly, but because that was a bad team objectively. I think it was Tubbo's first event as well, but they did all right. So that was strange. They won survival games together, which how?
Yeah, that was a good event, and I can't really remember. No other events that stick out as much other than the special ones.
Yeah.
And I've watched a few of the old VODs of the winner perspective, but I can't ever remember which one's which. So,
which is we just discussed survival games there. Which is your favourite game?
Favourite game is Hole in the Wall.
Oh my god, that's
I don't think it doesn't get the appreciation it deserves. I like it because it's a quick game as well, because I think some of the games are far too long, which we'll probably get to. But it's a quick game, and I don't know, it's just fun. Maybe it's my British roots of watching Hole in the Wall as well. But it just seems like a fun one that and you know what, I don't care if a lot of them are based on luck and tricks and stuff. People get far too bothered about games being
Australian lag.
yeah, that sort of thing, and the games being based on luck. But I think that's what makes it more fun.
I love how Palessa Moon just lags through she can't control it. She's just lagging through the screen.
And the tension of the first few seconds where you're waiting for someone to go, and often they go quite a long time before
Sometimes,
off, and then
yeah.
they all go.
There's always one wall that's just impossible, and no one does it apart from a select few.
Who finds a little trick.
Yes, now I have to find a hole in the wall clip, the TV show. I'm gonna have to find that, and hopefully not get copyrighted. Least favourite game is next.
I have 2.
Okay.
Sons of Time.
Yeah.
Which is, I think a lot of people don't like Sons of Time. I
think
think it depends.
it's getting a resurgence nowadays.
Oh really?
Yeah,
and Big Build It Build Mart.
Big Build It Build
Mart.
Yeah,
Exactly. What is it actually called?
Big Sales at
Big
Build
Sales
Mart.
at Build Mart. That doesn't make sense. Just Big Build It Build Mart.
Yeah. Why are they so?
Just both of them take so long. That one not as much. That one I can deal with, but I just always find myself, especially if it's played near the end, you're not tuned in, and I just never really watch.
I think with the thing with Build Mart is your team can literally come out, and then 5 minutes later the last team will come out.
I don't know. I don't even know how it works. I don't watch it.
You skip that one.
Yeah, Sands of Time is what took me ages to understand what happened, especially because I would watch Carl's perspective and he would be the sand timekeeper.
The sandkeeper.
In which case I was like,
useless.
Whoa, I was like, whoa, what is going on in there? And then you watched it, and to be fair, it was kind of what you would expect, like this kind of Indiana Jones.
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
Going through tombs and stuff, which does make sense. And I think it would be good if maybe it was played earlier. Controversial opinion.
Yeah, okay. It's because it's got so many. It's so good for points that they do it last.
The
so
suspense.
It like massively changes the points, which is why survival games Big Sales gets picked last because no one wants to play it.
And then that's where the points are.
Last 2 events, it's not been picked. That's crazy.
Yeah, I was very happy.
It was like half and half. It was insane that like.
There were the chances.
But we ended up. I think it probably would have ended the same. To be honest, I couldn't see any. Maybe Lion would have won or got second, but otherwise, it felt like it was at the same point. Notable moments.
Okay, so I've got some weird ones that I
Okay.
remember. I remember on the first anniversary.
That's
actually, no,
crazy.
Is it the first anniversary or was it the end of season 1 where they had like the credits? I feel like it was the end of season 1.
Yeah, end of season 1. Yeah.
Yeah, when they had like the credit thing, and they had everyone's in the stand. I don't know why I remember that.
I enjoyed that
versions.
so much because they had all the MCC1 contestants, and a lot of them just never played again.
Yeah, loads of like cameos. Like, you had Joey Graceffa in there.
Yeah.
Didn't James Charles?
He did. He definitely did one. Yeah.
I wonder if he was in the credits.
I did a top 100 video, and he was like 97th, and I'm just like,
oh my gosh!
And it was just after stuff had happened, so I was like, James Charles, this many points, and
Let's
move on.
Another one. See, my just memory is awful, but wasn't there like 41 players in one of the games because they had to switch someone out halfway through?
That was Pride last year.
Oh, was that one?
Yeah, Wilbur's office fire alarm went off, so they had to bring in Filzer.
Yes. Oh my god, the save of the century. Yes.
And they did dodgeball, and they brought in Filzer for that. So they did a 20 FIFA 20 dodgeball. So they were like, "Oh, we'll have Filzer in as well. It'd be 21 versus 20," yeah. And he died immediately. He was the first person here. It was Filzer. So funny.
Oh my gosh. Is that the only time it's happened, or was there another time?
I think
they were
they've
talking about
swapped players, but they've never had swapped players and then swapped back into the actual player.
Yeah.
That's the only time. Because I remember in All Stars, someone had to swap out after, I think it was Wisp, after the first game for Creekcraft. But ever since,
to have 41 in one game is
that's a good one.
Yeah, weirdly. And I've got Pride MCC. I remember a lot. Obviously, especially Joey Graceffa being in there. I think I watched Joey Graceffa's POV.
He was with Tommy and Tubbo and
Wisp.
Was it Wisp? Okay, then Wisp wasn't the one swapped out there. But I remember that specifically.
Not Pride, but
no. Definitely not. I remember that specifically because I was creating a video recently, my explained video, and I used his survival games clip where he wipes out like 2 players on his own by just bowing continuously at them. It was crazy.
He's a Minecraft god.
It was like it was a good team. It was like Captain Puffy and someone else that he just kept bowing at.
Especially from being in like the 2013 British YouTuber era, where Joey Graceffa, even though not a British YouTuber, he was in that scene.
Yes, yeah.
So just never knew that he was such a gamer, and they all are now.
It was something like One Life or something or another, which was these little series they used to do, like Origins SMP. And they like did this whole big fight at the end. And I just remember Joey Graceffa got really annoyed and pissed off at the person that killed him. It was very funny.
Very Joey.
Yeah, very Joey.
Another one would just be the All Stars. That's a good one.
Very
Controversial
good one.
results, but
I mean, we all knew it was going to happen.
yeah, I mean, come on.
the battle box in that. The fact they just could not win a battle box match.
Painful.
Everyone just kept running and they just started screaming at each other.
Yeah, that was
I
hard to
thought that
watch,
was
actually.
it. I thought that was it. I thought they were going to win no more events after that one because they were just so angry at each other.
Well, yeah, I think if it was like if Tommy had been in that and that had happened to him, I feel like with a lot of the players it would have just absolutely thrown off and they would have just got a bit too silly, bit too goofy afterwards.
It's very similar to Big Sales and Build Mark, Tommy and Phil's in MCC4. They just start screaming at each other because Tommy hasn't got granite or something.
Oh my God.
Tommy keeps going, yeah, I have the granite, Phil. Yeah, I have the granite, Phil. And then he gets there and went, I didn't have the granite, Phil. I lied.
Such a dad moment. Oh my God, out of spite. And then the final one I could actually remember was the major ace race controversy.
Oh my God.
That's one that just is stuck in my brain because people got so mad. Like most of the things I remember is just because people get mad.
They get mad at so many different... And
it's for fun.
Yeah, it's for fun. What the recent one was the new game. I can't remember the name.
Icebox?
Yeah.
Was it Icebox or Meltdown?
Meltdown, there you go, thank you. People were so annoyed that the map wasn't good for colour blindness.
Oh my gosh.
And
Big Sailor,
an hour before they started just leaping onto Noxcrew about the fact
God.
it was yellow and red as the map.
Well, there's been so many things like that, especially with like when they started doing the drawings instead of like characters. That happened. That was for one event, and then that. I think it's just bad timing. I feel like if they did that now, people would be okay with it, but
it depends on it was the artist. The artist had said
I didn't even
stuff.
know. Oh, the only part I knew about it was the like people saying, "Oh, like that's not their skin tone in real life. This, that, and the other."
Oh yes,
like,
yeah,
that's the only part that I knew about.
It's the Quackity one.
So
yeah.
But you know, I think they all submit their own pictures. I don't know.
Yes,
I don't know
they did.
the history,
I
but
think they.
Yeah, that's another thing where I think that was just bad timing because that was at the height.
It was the first event back. Everyone was just so raring to go.
I think that was the first time that everyone was just. That was probably one of the higher viewerships.
Yes, definitely.
As well.
Definitely. So we've gone through all your notable moments. We're going to talk dream teams now. But not the dream team. Maybe the dream team. Which out of the current tournament players would you like in a dream team? And they don't have to win. I mean, you can make it so they want to win. Okay, yeah,
win.
okay.
Yeah, the dream team plus Carl.
The same team.
Yeah.
As well.
I just want to relive the glory days.
I feel that could happen in All Stars this year. If there is a list.
Well, it's just hard to
Definitely.
get Carl nowadays.
Yes.
It's hard to get him.
Well, I reckon that's why they couldn't last time.
Yeah, they probably would have if not.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
they love the team.
To be fair, Carl could be switched out with Quackity as well, or
Same, yeah.
maybe not Bad Boy Halo. I don't know. Might have to get a vibe check on him. I'm not sure what he's up to nowadays. But yeah, Carl would be the dream in that team.
I like it. A good, solid team.
Based on the history.
Yeah, they've won before. Again, Sapnap, Dream, and George are just pretty unstoppable.
Yeah. I think Carl's got better. I feel like the more events you do, because that's when he had his 100% win streak. When he went shut up. 100% win.
The only person that's got that since is Snifferish.
You just got to win once and then you've got to bail.
Okay, mix it up. What would be your dream team if you could have anyone in the world? Never mind any like Minecraft YouTubers. You can go sports personalities, politicians, actors, actresses, anyone.
So for this one, I found it really hard because I was like, I want to think outside the box, but I was like, I just couldn't think of people.
The box is too big.
Yeah, there's just too many people out there. So then I narrowed it to my interests and what I watch, and then I was like, well, actually, my life is just YouTube.
Yeah,
that's all I watch
too,
anyway. And like, it just I had to make it make sense in my mind for it to be my dream team. Like, it couldn't be like Michelle Obama or something, because that was too outlandish for me to imagine.
Fair enough.
So, The core four would be my choice, aka Kaylin, Corey, Weston, Corey, Hoover, and Axel.
Okay,
From Singe and Drown.
I've seen them, yeah.
I mean, I don't know how well they'd go down with the rest of the players, especially as Weston has famously done the George Not Found OnlyFans song, but that might make them more popular.
They're friends, yeah.
Yeah, they're friends with quite a few of them, to be fair.
I reckon that's viable as well. That could actually happen.
Yeah, that's the thing. It could happen as well, which makes it even better of a dream team. But then it's also quite a bit far-fetched considering I don't know how. See, they do Minecraft content, but it's very, very different.
Yes.
It's more like
I've seen some of it.
It's more like Dream SMP on drugs.
There are some people do like Rygar Rocky, who's a person, did like baby RP for ages.
And then just
it was like school RP or something. And he was in the first one and he's been back since and so on. So, it's possible that it was a strange time in YouTube. It was when Minecraft was down, so the only good things were like proper RP, not like Dream SMP. It was like proper scripted.
RP.
You'd have like cameras following each character around and so on. It was crazy.
Oh, God. But yeah, that'd be the dream team. And I'd watch that and rewatch that every single day. That would be so funny. I love how they play games. It's so funny.
So, final question is about the next event. Who are you going to be supporting? I can guess.
I don't even know why this is a question.
Okay.
The Red Rabbits.
Are you upset that it's Foolish instead of Sapnap?
No, I can. Foolish is like another sort of a good replacement that could be interchangeable. Foolish is quite funny. I don't really watch much of his stuff, but the stuff I have seen is good, and I feel like he'll be.
I think he's only going to get better in MCC.
Yeah, I was actually surprised by. How many has he been in now? A few.
One. He's only been in the last one. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I was. It's always the first
I
one.
confused
that they don't
him
do
and
as
Awesome
well.
Dude.
Yeah, there's a few of them that haven't done well on their first ones that you expect them to. Like I remember Purple didn't do well on his first one.
He gave 50.
Oh, they didn't win. It's all about the winning.
Okay.
That's all I care about. That's all I remember. I know you remember a lot, but
yeah.
That's not my job.
And who do you think the winners will be? I can probably guess this as well.
I mean, I'm obviously only gonna support my own team. I think you probably think a lot more critically than I do, but
no, they're my predicted winners.
Oh,
I think my predictions will be out before this. So
well, they're not gonna win then if we're both thinking that.
Well,
what are the chances?
I also I confused Awesome Dude and Foolish, so I was like, what the hell? This is Dream, George, and Awesome Dude, who literally got to the final of the one. They've just replaced Captain Puffy with Carl. It's a tiny bit of a downgrade, but not much.
I mean, he'll be good at build mark, but he's more.
Yeah, I guess
builder.
actually that build mark's memory though. That's what I always think. They go build mark, but it's just critical thinking.
I've actually seen him doing his building, and I think it's quite slow, and he is. But they call him a himbo, so I'm not sure how that translates to MCC. This is what I've heard on the grapevine, so I don't know how well he'll do, but I think I've seen all the teams actually, and I think there are some really good ones, but some not as good ones because I feel like it's more. It's a kind of more of a.
I don't know what you mean. They've replaced Ludwig with Tina now. Tina Kitten. She's been in plenty of events. She'll lead that team to success.
Yeah, she never gets stressed. She stays cool under the pressure, famously. But she's fun to watch, and that's all I care about. I don't care how well they do. Yeah, she'll be a good one to watch as well. I watch her.
That team's crazy. It's so cool, weird, and cool that they decided, we're going to put in this team. And I was writing my script, and I wrote it the first lot the teams come out for my predictions video, and I went, imagine they've added Valkyrie and Toast and so on. Imagine if they had...
It's Toast, isn't it?
Not Toast, sorry.
Psychuno.
Yeah, Psychuno.
How dare you put some respect on his name.
I was actually good.
Why did I remember that? I don't know why I remembered that.
Imagine they could put in PewDiePie and Jacksepticeye. That would be crazy. And then the next day, They say Jacksepticeye's in it.
Oh, he is. I was going to
Yeah,
say,
yeah,
you
yeah.
going to say PewDiePie's in it?
No,
No
not
way.
PewDiePie. No.
When is it? The 26th?
No, it's next Saturday and Sunday. So it's not this one, next one.
Yeah. So the 16th,
Yes,
17th,
maybe.
18th.
One
I
sec,
don't know.
one
I
sec,
think
one
it
sec.
might be the 18th.
We're gonna look at the calendar.
Well,
It is the 18th.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, you won't be here sadly,
No.
which
But
is why we're doing this right now.
But I'll have lots of time to watch probably all of the POVs. I think I'll be sick and tired by then
I will.
of quarantine. So.
Yeah, you'll have to watch the POVs because it'll be.
There's some good
It'll
ones.
be
to
in
be
the
fair.
it'll be very early in the morning when it starts,
Yeah, for me it'll be.
like 4 a.m. or
Yeah,
something.
so I won't watch it live. I don't know.
She's going to Taiwan,
Mhm.
so.
The jet lag might have me though,
go
but-
for a few months.
But that's plenty to watch afterwards.
Yes, exactly.
To catch
It's
up.
going to be a very exciting event. There's a lot of cool players in. I'm very, very happy.
Yes.
I
Good
think,
stuff.
yeah, no. But thank you very much for being my first guest.
Thank you for having me. Best for first, as they always say.
I-
The famous saying.
I did say this would be monthly. It's going to be difficult to get another guest on. I
Well,
won't lie.
I
I've
mean-
exhausted it.
yeah, to be fair, this has put quite the pressure on.
Our brothers won't, they'll just slate people, so I won't be able to use them.
This could be a 2-parter, 3-parter, split into 10 parts. Crank the next one out next year.
Maybe.
Might have to be.
So,
minute episodes.
if you know anyone that would be interested on being on this, leave them in the comment section below. I literally would love any guest and message them and tell them to be on it. Yep, I'm using my crowd. I'm using my fans to harass other creators. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to subscribe. And yeah, thank you again for watching. And of course, peace.